Welcome back to USA Coin, where we dive into the fascinating world of coins. Today we're talking about the 1974 United States 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another common coin, but there's more to this penny than meets the eye. It's a coin that not only served its purpose in circulation, but also holds an interesting place in American numismatic history. Let's start with the basics. The 1974 Lincoln penny features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, of the coin. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and has been in use since 1909, the year marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The words "In God We Trust" arch above his head, with the word "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1974 on the right side. Depending on the mint mark, which appears just below the date, this coin may have been struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, in Denver with a D, or in San Francisco with an S. Now let's turn to the reverse. The backside of the 1974 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. Around the design, you'll see United States of America along the top edge, a pluribus unum just above the memorial, and 1 cent at the bottom. All these details give the coin its strong national symbolism. As for composition, the standard 1974 penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition had been standard for Lincoln cents for decades. However, 1974 was a year of experimentation. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint explored cheaper materials and struck a small number of experimental pennies made of aluminum. These 1974 aluminum cents were lightweight, about 0.93 grams, and never released into circulation. Only a few were made, reportedly over 1.5 million at one point, but nearly all were melted down. A handful are believed to still exist, making them incredibly rare and valuable. In fact, owning one is legally questionable, as the Mint has considered them government property. So if you ever hear of a 1974 aluminum penny, know it's one of the great mysteries and rarities in U.S. coinage. Now let's talk mintage. In 1974, over 4 billion Lincoln cents were struck. Specifically, the Philadelphia Mint produced about 4.2 billion with no mint mark. The Denver Mint made over 4.1 billion with the D mint mark. And the San Francisco Mint struck around 412 million proof coins with the S mint mark, intended for collectors. Because of such high mintage, most 1974 pennies are very common and hold little more than face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated and proof examples can have some collectible value. For instance, a 1974 penny in pristine, red uncirculated condition, graded MS 65 or higher, might sell for around $1 to $10, depending on the mint mark and market demand. Proof coins from San Francisco can fetch $2 to $5 or more in high grades, especially if they retain their original deep mirror-like surfaces. Collectors often look for high-grade examples with full red color, as copper coins tend to darken over time. Coins labeled as red by grading services are the most valuable among uncirculated specimens. Now, let's talk about errors and varieties, which can significantly increase the value of a 1974 penny. Some notable errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. A 1974 doubled die obverse, where the lettering or date appears doubled, can be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on severity and condition. Off-center errors, where the coin was not properly aligned during striking, can also carry premiums, especially if a significant portion of the design is missing, but the date is still readable. Additionally, some collectors seek out transitional errors, hoping to find a 1974 penny struck on a planche from a different year, or with an unusual composition. While extremely rare, these errors are highly prized and can sell for thousands. In summary, the 1974 Lincoln penny is mostly a common coin in circulated condition, but its history is quite rich. It marks a time when the U.S. Mint was considering significant changes to coin production, and the aluminum cent experiments added a layer of intrigue to an otherwise ordinary issue. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned numismatist, keeping an eye out for high-grade examples, rare mint errors, or even just learning the story behind a coin like the 1974 penny is what makes this hobby so rewarding. So next time you come across a 1974 penny in your change, take a closer look. It may be a simple coin, but it's also a piece of American history. And maybe, just maybe, it's one of the rare varieties that could be worth far more than 1 cent. Thanks for watching USA Coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coin stories and values. Drop a comment below if you have a 1974 penny or want us to feature a coin you're curious about. See you in the next video.